lovely nested if. Okay. How do you teach the nested if in your class? Where did you even go? How do you teach the nested if? She left. How do you teach the nested if?
You start with an if and then just add to that if. Only true or false.
Okay, and then the example that you use?
Symbols.
It's funny that every single one uses symbols.
I was coming to your pause, fell pause, and then I add a distinction.
Okay, that's another option now. Because I find that some kids are, the moment that you try and give them numbers, they just lose it. I also use colors. I do the color thing where I say, go to the office and fetch me a blue pen. If they don't have a blue pen, don't bring anything. Now, without the physical syntax, what is the test? The test is check if there's blue. And what is the true value? Blue if you come back. And what if the false value if there's no blue? Nothing. Then I add. Now go to the office, fetch me blue. If they don't have blue, bring red. Okay? If both of them are not there, don't bring me anything. So what's the test? Check if there's blue. If there is blue, value if true, blue. Value if false, check for another one. Okay? Value if this one's true, bring the, what did I say, red. If nothing, then nothing. Okay, let's look at this. I'm not going to go with the syntax. You know the syntax. But there's the logical test. This only happens when the logical test is
True.
true. Right. This only happens when the logical test is false. That's a new check. Right? So basically the comma is here. The comma is there. Right? So if the comma is there, that means only when this is false, this should happen. Alright? I'm going to confuse you just now. Right. When does this happen?
The second test.
When two things happen. The first test is false and the second test is true. Okay? Are you seeing the implied and here? Can you see the implied and? This must be false, this must be true for this to happen. Okay? When does this happen? When this one is false and this one is false. Do you feel the and here? Alright. Now, I want to change my second test. So, if, and you should tell me, if I want you to fetch me a blue pen from the office, right? If they have blue, bring a red one as well, okay? And if they don't have blue or red, don't bring anything. What changes? Again, I want you to fetch me a blue pen, can I say, and a red pen. If they don't have either, don't bring anything. Okay, what changes? This
If moves to the value.
okay, so check if blue, there, ne? Check if blue. If there is blue, you must also check if there's red. So this moves to the value if true. Alright? If there's no red, what should you bring? Nothing. And if there's no blue, what should you bring? Nothing. Okay. And then complicate it even more. Right. Go to the office, fetch me a blue pen and a red pen. Right? If there's blue, bring the blue. But if there's red, don't bring anything. Ouch.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't at all. But when you do it in an if statement, it makes sense. You know, remember that star question in one of the papers?
Yeah.
No, that one. Right, again, go to the office, fetch me blue. If there's blue, bring blue. If there's, well, I want to say it the other way around now. If there's blue, bring blue and red. If there's only red, don't bring anything. Test. We will always start with check if it's blue. Alright? So check if it's blue. What should happen if it's blue? Bring a red one as well. So check if it's red. Okay? So you check if it's blue. If it's blue, check if it's red, because both must be true before you bring the pens. Okay? What if it's blue? What's the true value for red? What's the true value for red?
Bring the blue.
Bring, if only red is true.
Bring nothing.
Bring nothing. So what is the true value for red? Nothing. What is the false value for red? Nothing. What is the true value for blue? Bring blue and red. Because your second test for blue was red. So my true value here is bring both. Alright? What is, okay, and the last one is obviously false. Okay? Remember that star one? Okay, don't worry, you'll understand as soon as I'm done with the question. Alright. This one is in your 7 calc. This one is in 7 calc. I'm going to be nice with you and I'm going to read you the question and I'm going to give you amanuensis, eh? And I'm going to explain it to you.
Sure.
Alright. My birthday is today. Everybody who celebrates their birthdays from today onwards will receive a wine voucher. Straightforward, simple question. Lots and lots of thinking behind it. Alright, let's see. If your birthday, so everybody who celebrates their birthdays from today onwards will get a voucher. Alright, now I was born in let's make it up, 1985. I know some of you are listening now. 1985, alright? So I was born in 1985, and can I tell you the first mistake that I don't want you to make is today is the 25th of August 2018. I was born on the, let's say, 25th of August 1985, right? Should I get a voucher? Yes. I should get a voucher. Why? Because my birthday is today. The mistake that you are going to make, or not necessarily going to make, but the first obvious mistake is test if that day is greater than and equal to today. What's the problem with that? What's the problem with that? That day was 1985. This day is 2018. So immediately when I include the year, all of them are going to be false. Alright? That's not what I want. I only want to know basically whether the date, including only the month and the day, is greater than today. So basically I want you to exclude the year from your test, or include only the month and the day in your test. Do you understand? Do you? Let's see. How much does this count? 7 marks? 7 minutes? You may use building blocks. Go. Okay, let's see. So we understand that everybody whose birthday, day, like month and day, is equal or greater than today will get a voucher. I know you currently feel, you know what, keep your wine, I don't want it. Right. It's okay, let's work for the wine now.
But just a quick question.
Yes.
If we say that, will the thing not like check next year? You know what I mean? So if it's from August, is it going to check from August to December?
Yeah. Because
okay, no, that's fine.
It works according to numbers, ne? So Excel's months are according to numbers, which means from August to December is 12. Then it starts at 1 again, which means it's smaller than now.
Oh, right.
So it works numbers.
We're supposed to use left right.
No.
You didn't. You don't.
Day and month, left and right, extracted from the serial number, which is like 23,000 something. So you can't do it without the day and month functions. I don't think.
I don't know how to do it without the day and month functions either. Right. Let's see. Get a little flow chart so that we can understand the logic behind it. We need to check, is the birth month greater than the current month? check one. Okay, and remember, in your mind, visualize your nested if so long. Okay, is the birth month greater than the current month? If it is, you will automatically get a voucher. Because if we're in August now, she asked me that, if we're in August now, which is the 8th month, anything 9, 10, 11, and 12 will be greater than, you'll get a wine voucher straightforward. Alright? If it's 1, it won't work. If we are in month 1, it will work. Alright? So, if the birth month is greater than the current month, voucher, no questions asked. You get it. However, if it's not, our second test should be, is the birth month equal to the current month? Because my birthday is today. Alright? So if you test me according to birth month greater than current month, I'm not going to get a voucher, but I want one. Alright? Because my birthday is today. Alright? Then, my second test is the birth month equal to the current month? Okay? If the birth month is equal to the current month, can that person get a wine voucher straightforward? Not yet, because it all depends on the day. So let's look at the day. So, sorry, back to our nested if. Eh? Our first if. The test is, check if the birth month is greater than the current month. Value if true, you get a voucher. Okay. Second test. So value if false, second test. Right. Second test is the birth month equal to the current month? Okay. What happens if it's true? What happens if it's true?
Second test.
You have to do a second test. Why? Because you still didn't get anything because you could have had your birthday yesterday. Alright, that means you don't get a wine voucher. Okay, so the second test at the nested if would be, okay, no voucher, but yes, the second test would be, is the birthday greater or equal to today's date? Day, eh? Not date, day. Then yes, we'll get a voucher. No, we won't get a voucher. Can I quickly run back to the nested if? Okay, let's do this. Logical test. Not the syntax, just the logic. Logical test. Is the birth month greater than current month? Okay? That's the test. Birth month greater than current month. Okay? What happens if it's true? Voucher. Okay? Are we fine? Right. What happens if it's false? Next test. Not yet. Because if it's false, it could be equal to. Okay? There's three options. It could be smaller than, it could be equal to, or it could be greater than. So if it's not greater than, it could be equal to or smaller than. So we need to do another test. Check here. So here what happens? Once his birth month is not greater than the current month, what do? We need to check if the birth month is equal to the current month. Okay? What happens if it's true? Why do I need to check again? Because if it is equal, then the day could impact. Eh? So, here we have another test, which is the day test, basically. Day greater or equal to. Alright? Then what happens if this is true? He gets a voucher. What happens if this is false? He doesn't get a voucher based on both of them. Alright? So I'm going to just the syntax of the logical test here. Okay? There are three tests. We understand what they are. The birth month must be greater than, or the birth month must be equal to, and the day must be greater and equal to. Okay? So there are three tests. Can you see them? Where do they fit in? First test, birth month greater. If true, voucher. Straightforward. Second test, birth month equal to. If true, another test, day greater and equal to. And then we get the true false issues. Okay, vouchers, no vouchers. Let's look at the answer. Building blocks there. You see the need for building blocks here? We just need building blocks. They can't do it without building blocks. Okay. Here is, let me just find the one we have. Here's the one that I'm talking about. Here's this one. Is the one that I'm referring to. If month, check the nested if, is greater than the month of today, you get a voucher. Okay? If the month is equal to today, then check if the day is greater and equal. Both of these are true, true. One of these are true, no voucher, and no voucher. Okay? This is the one that I'm explaining. There are different options. You don't, with an if, and I'm going to show it to you just now. With an if, you don't have to say if, story, value if true, value if false. You just do a check. The moment that you tell Excel, check, without saying if, today greater than date, then Excel automatically assumes it's a true or false. Okay? Because you don't have to start with if today, story, comma, true, comma, false, what. Just start with today greater or equal than the date of today, then immediately, then Excel assumes it's a true or false value. It should be. The moment that you put an operator in, Excel sees it as a calculation and it attaches a true and false value to it automatically. Check, this one was the easiest. Okay? Very easy. Today, greater or equal to the date, right? Smaller than, it should be smaller than. Today, the year of this year, and the month and the day of that year. Easy. Okay? We got some, these are things that the kids came up with. Right? So we got them as we were mocking. You should ask Lena, she got more than I know of. Right? Here's some other options. If today is greater or equal than the date, so they put that year in, alright, constant value. And then they took the day and the month from that date. Okay? I like this one. This one's brilliant. Then the other one would be today and then again the year of today and the month and the day of that year. Alright? So it didn't have to be a long, complicated nested if. I just wanted to use it as an example. How many marks would you have gotten?
What's the first one less than? Isn't it supposed to return true? Isn't they get the vouchers?
Today is smaller than that. No, today must be smaller and equal to that.
Oh, I see. Today must be
smaller than that. Yeah, then we got the kids that swapped it.
Oh, I see. That's the way I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay. How many marks? Check if the birth month is greater than the current month, building block, if you wanted to. Value, true. Check if the month is equal to the birth month and the day is greater than the birth days. You see the and there. And then correct output for both of them true. Correct output for both of them false, basically. And they got an easy mark for dragging it down. Okay. Most difficult question we've done so far. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about SumIfs. Before I start, what does SumIfs do?
That's multiple criteria. It's two certain.
It adds up a value based on multiple criteria, basically. Can I just ask, if you teach your kids, what do you teach them? What's the difference between count and sum? Some sums and count counts. That's what we get in the answer. But it's wrong, eh? Because sum doesn't sum. Sums what? Some sums or sums add up values, right? Count counts the number of times, the number of cells. Okay? Now let's take it to account if and a sum if. A sum if adds up values based on a criteria, while count counts the cells based on a specific criteria, while with SumIfs, based on more than one criteria and countifs more than one criteria. Okay, next question. Can I do two SumIfs? Can I do two SumIf functions instead of one SumIfs? Careful.
You can add them to.
Why won't it work?
Because you're doing two tests. It has
Okay.
to, or you're doing more than one test. If you're doing the sum if, then they only test that one thing. If that one thing is true, then it will add up together. Whereas with the sum ifs, you have the ability to add a second and a third and a fourth test
Okay.
before it totals.
I'll come back to you now. Let's look at the syntax. She's right. That's exactly what she says. Let's look at the syntax. The syntax is sum range. Note, SumIfs, the sum range is in a different position than in a SumIf function. Right? Careful, because when we mark the end of the year, some of the kids do SumIfs functions. When they're supposed to do a SumIf, they do a SumIfs. And when they're supposed to do a SumIfs, they do a SumIf. Alright? So when we mark, noticed, I mean, if you notice something, it's by surprise, but we knew that the sum range is in a different position than the sum range in a SumIf function. Okay? Logic, it makes logical sense here. Right, let's see. So the first thing is the sum range, which basically means in a SumIfs function, add this up if the following things are true. Range 1 and the criteria, and range 2 and the criteria, and if possible, range 3 and the criteria. So it's basically saying, add up the following in this range if the following two criteria are true. Right. Now, this criteria must be true, and this criteria must be true for the sum range to be added, if you get what I'm saying. So two SumIf functions does not have that implied both of these must be true before I add up. Alright? Can you feel the and? Both these must be true before I add up. I'm not saying that the kids will lose all marks. They'll get most of their marks if they do two SumIf functions. I'm just saying that a SumIfs function has an unintended or an intended and inside it. Okay, example. Add up all males, test 1. Add up if all males and can you hear it's just like automatic, and greater than 18. Okay, so the first test is check if it's male, and the second test is check if it's greater than 18. Alright, and then add up. If you do two separate SumIf functions, it only tests the one criteria and the other criteria separately. Which means, yeah, it's only testing for males, but they might be greater than or smaller than 18. Here, they're only testing for greater than 18, but there might be males and females. Alright? So do you get that two SumIf functions? That is something that I needed to also just get behind me. Two SumIf functions does not equal a 100% SumIfs function. Okay? Because of the implied and here. Okay. You're ready for the exercise. How many marks? This one I'm not reading with you. You don't need amanuensis. You can read it, and the sheet, at least the spreadsheet, is 3 stock, and the worksheet is stock and go. Okay, let's see, how many marks did you get? 6. Let's see. Okay, they didn't say which function, so 1 mark for the function. Sum range, criteria range. Now, just one thing that I need you to remember is that laptop, don't click somewhere in the data for laptop. Alright? Let me show you the example. Stock. Right. So we're working in the stock worksheet, and it's 3.9, eh? And then SumIf, and then if you insert function, SumIfs. Right. Starting with the sum range, what are you supposed to add?
The amounts of the price.
The prices.
Laptops.
Okay. First criteria is that it must be a laptop. Now, don't do this. Don't. And what they do is, I know why you do it. You tell your kids if you can't spell laptop, because you can't spell laptop, then go click somewhere where it says laptop. The problem with that is the moment that data changes, your function doesn't work anymore. And something simple, if you put an absolute cell reference and you're sorting it, it doesn't work anymore. Alright? So if you want to let your kids type the data somewhere, like laptop for example, type the data somewhere but outside the data. And then you refer to it. Okay, that's a problem. No problem. Okay. Because it's only when the data inside changes. Okay.
It might become a notebook or something like that.
Okay.
It might become a notebook, or they might change the name of the laptop to something else, and then only half of the information will be right.
So tell your kids if they want to, if they don't know how to type laptop and they want to actually use laptop as a reference, let them type laptop outside the data and then refer to it. Then it's acceptable. Alright? Okay.
Can they use wildcard here? LA scores.
If they use wildcards, Vic, you're right. If they use wildcards, they must just be careful that there's nothing else that starts with the same letters. Because the moment that there's something else that starts with the same letters, okay, in this case laptop, I can't think of anything else. Is there anything else with an LA? Even if it's not in the data, anything else with an LA.
Never joke.
That's what those guys are Brian there. I can smell it. Alright. So if there is wildcard, it's okay as long as there's nothing else that is like it. Can I go as far as to say inside and outside the data? For example, HDD. Okay, in this case it's actually only HDD and SSD. So if they're too lazy to type HDD, they can put an H in a wildcard. That's okay, because there isn't anything else. But it doesn't mean that it has to be inside the data. It can be something possibly somewhere else. Okay. Now, if the kids did two SumIf functions, how many marks?
That would be 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which would be all.
Two SumIf functions?
I would give 3.
Michael's. Nothing. Michael's. Nothing. But it's not fair, so that's not how you should be marking. They can get the SumIfs, right? They can't get the SumIfs. They didn't use the SumIfs. Okay? So they can't get that one. I'm asking, what if they've used two SumIf functions instead of a SumIfs function now?
They've got the range, they've got the criteria of 1.
So they got the sum range. That can't be wrong. It'll be in a different place, but it would be right.
Yeah.
Okay?
They've got the criteria of range 1
Yes.
and the word laptop,
Yes.
as well as range 2 and criteria number 2.
But if they've got the criteria of 2 and the criteria for range 2 somewhere else.
No, then I don't think they'd get them all.
Okay, so what you need to do is you need to decide what you're going to mark, because you can't mark both. Alright, you have to mark one. So if you choose to mark the laptop one, then you'll get the sum range, the criteria 1 range, and the laptop. If you choose to mark criteria range 2, the 4 gigabytes, then the sum range will be a mark, the criteria 2 range will be a mark, and the 4 gigabytes will be a mark. Alright, so you can't, what I'm trying to say is, at no occurrence of two things can you mark both. Alright? Unless it's a building block. In this case, it's not a building block. What they could have done is they could have put the one and the other one and then put this plus that in the last one. Still, how many marks?
3.
Still 3. Because it should have been in one function. Alright. Did you get full marks for this?
Yes.
I would hope so.
Yeah, just see that on the beginning.
Just mention the problem that the ranges need to be exactly the same length. That's kind of the error.
Okay.
So those countifs and SumIfs.
Also, actually, you have to make an
Alright, the countifs is exactly the same as the SumIfs, except for one difference. What is the difference?
No sum range.
There's no sum range, and remember count counts, né? So it counts. Okay, you tell your kids that. I used to be a accounting teacher, and I realized we read you in the theory paper. né? What you say in class, we read it there. I used to be an accounting teacher for many years, and when this interpretation and analysis thing was a new thing, started coming in, the kids had to write sentences about the analysis of assets and liabilities and so on. So I had to explain to them that this is wrong and this is wrong. So I'd go in class, how can your liabilities be more than your assets? That's just stupid. And then I would go on and tell stories about the assets and whatnot. Don't do that, that's just stupid. And then I marked, and then every second word is like, don't do that, it's stupid. Don't do that, it's stupid. Don't do that, it's stupid. So I said to the kids, I say it, you're not allowed to write it. But what we do is we read you in the theory papers, né? Because sum and count counts, né? We get that. Alright, Claire just made me aware that I forgot. Range 1 and range 2 must be the same length. Alright? Else it's a problem. It can't test, it's just built in like that. It can't test one range that's shorter than another range. It doesn't work like that. Okay. Right, I'm not going to let you do the countifs function because the countifs function is actually easier than the SumIfs function, and I want you to do the difficult ones. Okay, sorry, this is one of the ones that you didn't do yet, but unfortunately, I'm skipping it.